Today is a beautiful day. My name is Legaci-allong, the natural birth queen. I gave birth to all three of my children unmedicated and at home. In my first birth, I shocked my midwives and they said I was made to give birth. In my second birth, I gave birth silently without making a sound. And in my third birth, I gave birth unassisted, unmedicated. All three of my children are lotus births. Lotus birth is when you do not cut the umbilical cord, you wait for it to naturally fall off and dry on its own. My births have gotten over 1.2 million views and have inspired women all around the world. But to provide more resources for you all, I've created a home birth course that helps you know how I did it, how I remained calm, how I was able to achieve a home birth, and that if I can do it, you can do it too. Let's get into the Natural Home Birth course by Legaci-allong, the Natural Birth Queen. Alrighty guys, so first off, let's get to understand what the word natural means. So natural is vaginally and unmedicated. Home is giving birth at home in a place where you feel calm, relaxed, and the most comfortable. And obviously birth. I think we all know what the word birth means. Contractions. And if you realize here, I put a smiley face because contractions are meant to be a good thing. They're meant to be a happy thing. And you want to know why? Because contractions are your best friend. Now, a lot of you guys might be wondering why. Why are your contractions your best friend? Your contractions are your best friends because they are the one thing that's bringing you closer and closer to the one thing you want the most out of your entire pregnancy, and that is your baby. And that's why they're your best friends, because they're helping you. That's what friends do, they help you. So every single time you get a contraction, I want you to say, yes, another contraction. I want you to be happy. I want you to greet that contraction with the purest amount of love and happiness, just like how you would greet your best friend. Very important in a home birth to know the different phases of labor. There's 3 different phases of labor. There's the latent phase, bum, bum, bum. There's the active labor phase, bum, bum, bum. And there is the transitional labor phase. Each phase represents an important part into getting your main goal, which is our babies. Let's get into the latent phase. The latent phase is also called the early stage, right here. Early, and it is the first stage. This stage can go on without you even noticing. Sometimes it can go on for 1 to 2 weeks. Because in this stage, you're going from 1 to 3 centimeters dilated. It is the least intense, it feels kind of mild, and they're 30 to 45 seconds long. They could be regular, irregular, and up to 20 minutes apart. And here are some signs as well. So here are the signs for latent phase or the early phases of labor. Backache with your contractions. So for me, when I started to get my early contractions, I was feeling a lot of radiating feeling in my back. Diarrhea. Sometimes your body is trying to release your bowel movement so that you have room to give birth to your baby. I experienced that as well. The bloody show. That could also be known as your mucus plug. And that is what releases, it'll look really mucusy. Sometimes there's a little bit of blood in it. And that can also be a good indication that you're in the early phases of labor. As well, mild contractions, baby. Mild contractions. Alrighty guys, so now that you guys have an understanding what the latent phase of labor is, I want you guys to know what to do when this happens. The reason why I'm able to achieve these natural, amazing labors all the time is because I'm very particular about what I do in each phase. So here we're gonna go to what to do. Early labor, rest. That's it guys, rest. R-E-S-T, E-S-T, R, E-S-T, R, E-S-T. This part is so important, you guys. You want to know why? Do you want to know why? Because when you rest, you have enough energy to get through the active and transitional phase. The transitional phase, we'll just give you a little sneak peek here, can cause exhaustion. And so that's why it's very important to rest during the early phases of labor. Now, during the early phases of labor, it may feel uncomfortable to rest. You might feel like, I can't even sleep, I'm tossing, I'm turning. But as long as you are in a very relaxed mode, your eyes are closed, it really helps for you to stay calm during these next two phases of labor. So you want to rest between the time when you're going from 1 to 3 centimeters dilated, and as well, you want to stay very calm. Staying calm in the beginning of your labor helps to set the tone for your labor, but it also helps the people around you to stay calm. Remember, your environment also has to be calm. Not only do you have to be calm, your environment has to be calm. So there's a few different ways to stay calm. It's by doing things that make you feel calm. So for an example, you can sleep. You can listen to music. But the one thing that is really going to change how you give birth, and the one thing that I use that helps me to stay extremely calm, and you guys know I stay extremely calm, is by watching motivational birth videos. Birth vlogs, baby. Birth vlogs. This helps to get your mind right. It helps to control your mindset. You can stay calm and relax by watching different birth vlogs, and it gives you inspiration to know what to do and know that if they can stay calm and if they did it, you can do it too. Now we are going to be moving on to the active labor. Dun, 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 dun. And we're not going to make it sound like a scary or bad thing. It's not. It's a good thing. It's yes, another contraction. Because contractions are your what? Contractions are your best friend. Because they're the ones bringing you closer and closer to your baby. They're helping you. That's what friends do. The active labor is going from 3 to 7 centimeters dilated. They will feel more intense. They're 40 to 60 seconds long, 3 to 4 minutes apart, and they are frequent. Here are some of the signs that you are in the active labor phase. You will have intense contractions. You may experience your water breaking, but that can also happen in the transitional phase. Increased bloody show, so increased mucus, increased streaks of blood, and fatigue, because you're going to start to feel a little bit more tired during the active labor phase because it does take a lot of work from you. Now, here are some tips of what to do during your active labor phase to keep you calm, because you guys know I stay calm during your labor. And that is to stay busy. That is what? To stay busy. Now, in my birth vlogs, you guys will see that during my active labor phases, I was making smoothies, I was playing with my kids, I was keeping my mind off of labor. Find things that you want to do, but know what you want to do before that day comes, and try to do that during the active labor phase because it keeps you distracted. Another thing that I like to do is a pregnancy photo shoot. A photo shoot is a good way to burn a lot of time. During my active labor phase, I'll say, you know what? This is my last time being pregnant. Let me take some photos before I don't have a belly anymore. And that is exactly what I do. And guess what, guys? It literally takes up almost 1 hour. 1 hour. A 1 hour that will fly by. Now, you will have contractions during your photo shoot, but keeping your mind distracted will help you get through them. Another thing is have fun. Have a smile. This is the day that your baby is coming. Nothing literally gets better than that. It's also very important to eat and stay hydrated with lots and lots of, who can guess what I'm about to say? I'm gonna give you guys 5 seconds. Lots and lots of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know what? I'm not even gonna use a red marker for this. I'm gonna use a blue. Now can you guys guess what it is? Water. Dun, 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 dun. Water. Also known as H2O, baby. H2O. 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 Water is very important. The reason why is because during labor, your muscles are working. That is what's causing your contractions. 2 different muscles are helping to pull the cervix up and push the baby down. In order for your muscles to have a lot more energy, you need to be drinking a lot of water. This is going to keep your body hydrated, give your body a lot more energy. If you don't drink water, you're going to get dehydrated and it's going to cause your contractions to feel more, I don't like to say the word painful, but more intense. And that's what we do not want. We want our contractions to feel good. So, wata, 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 o, wata, o, wata, o, wata, o. I also like to drink smoothies as well and eat all my favorite foods because that's also a good way to stay busy and stay distracted. Alrighty guys, so now that you guys understand the latent phase of labor and the active labor phase, let's move on to the transitional labor phase. Dun, dun, na, na, na. Transitional labor is going from 7 to 10 centimeters. They're more intense, they're stronger, they're 60 to 90 seconds long, they're 2 to 3 minutes apart, and they're very regular. Alrighty, here are some signs of the transitional phase. Pressure. The contractions are going to start to feel a lot of pressure. You're going to almost feel like every single time you get a contraction, you're going to feel like a pulling feeling, very pressure. Exhaustion. This is the time where you will feel very tired. You will feel like you want to give up. You will feel like you cannot do it anymore. But let me tell you, during this phase, that's when I felt a lot of pressure. I was going on my tippy toes. I felt the baby coming down and I was like, oh my God, like, I don't even know if I can do this anymore. And in that very moment, that is when I knew that when it feels the most tough and when you feel like giving up, that is when you are the most close. And that is a life lesson that goes for anything in life. When you're super, super close, it's always the toughest. And so when you get to that point when you're feeling super exhausted and you're feeling a lot of pressure, do not give up, because that means you are super, super close. You may also experience your water breaking. Now, these are things that I do for me to have a natural and calm labor, because you know I stay calm, in the transitional phase. Now, the transitional phase, I stay upright. And the reason why I do this is because I want this phase to last as short as possible, honey. I don't want it to go for too long. And to be honest, the transitional phase of labor is honestly one of the shortest parts of labor. So I like to stay upright because upright allows gravity to help the baby come down. It also helps to lighten the cervix and make the cervix dilate more effectively by staying upright, but also in a comfortable upright position. So that's what I do during the transitional phase. And also during the transitional phase, I don't give up. I don't what? I don't give up. Okay? Because this is the time where people are going to come to you with a bunch of options. Because this is the time where the woman is the most weak. And don't let people prey on you. This is when they'll say, oh, do you want me to break your water? Because if we break the water, it can help things go faster. But they're also not telling you that breaking the water can help also make the baby's heartbeat drop and can then result into emergency C-section. It's very important to not give up and remember that you want a natural home birth and that this phase is the shortest phase and you are getting closer and closer to your baby. Now, speaking of getting closer and closer to your baby, I want to dive in to the quotes that I use to help me get through a natural home birth. My first quote is, yes, another contraction. By saying this, you are changing the perspective of contractions and you're helping your body to enjoy this moment. My quote number 2 is, thank you. Thank you for bringing me closer to my baby. And I'm talking to my contractions here, my happy contractions. And I'm saying this because I've explained to you guys this before, your contractions are your best friend. And after my contractions are done, I thank my contractions because each contraction is actually helping me to dilate more and it's bringing me closer to my baby. 3 is, that feels good. Oh. Alrighty, this is a good one because this is what I call reverse psychology of pain. By telling your body that feels good, it actually might make it feel good. So instead of being like, oh, it hurts, that's gonna make your body think that you're in pain and it's gonna send messages from your brain to your body to feel like it's in pain. But if you say that it feels good and you're changing the way that your body feels, that's called reverse psychology of pain. So you say, that feels good. And whoa, what happens? Guys, I use this all the time. I use it all the time. What happens is your body will start to relax. The contraction starts and you go, that feels good. And the contraction will start to feel more like a sensation. It'll start to feel more deep. It'll start to feel more connected. And it also helps your cervix to dilate faster because you're more calm, you're more relaxed, and they can be more effective. The last thing I say is, come see mommy, baby. And that's what I say at the ending of my contractions. At the ending of your contractions, sometimes you feel pressure. And so you'll start to feel like the cramping and radiating feeling all around. And at the end of the contraction, you start to feel a little bit of pressure, especially in the transitional phase. And instead of fighting the pressure, I open up my legs, I create space, and I say, come see mommy, baby. Come see mommy, baby. And I kid you not, whenever I say this, my baby's head pushes down on my cervix because we're connected. Our babies and our minds and our bodies, we're connected. And by telling your baby to come, it's relaxing your body. And I really do believe the baby can feel it, the baby can listen, and the baby knows that when mommy wants me to come, it's gonna come and see mommy, baby. It's gonna come and see mommy. Alrighty, so there you guys have it. This is the 3 different phases of labor. By knowing these different 3 phases of labor, latent phase, active, and transitional, 1, 2, 3, you are able to remain calm and have an amazing natural home birth. Alrighty guys, if you have any questions, feel free to comment below as well. You can contact me on social media. I'm at legaci-allong on all social media platforms. I'll be happy to help you. As well, you can also email me and I will be extremely happy to help you guys. My name is Legaci-allong, the Natural Birth Queen. And I'll see you guys in the next part of the natural home birth